What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of the Race Spec F1 Esports, the F2 Pacific Series here for the second season. We're here for round number 3 here at the Spanish Grand Prix. You're probably thinking there's a bit of a difference between, obviously, round 1 obviously was at Bahrain, obviously round 3 in Spain. Where on earth is round 2? I had a few issues, let's just say, along the way. Well, basically, it's a bit hard to say as you see here. I'll show you my full lap, obviously, around the Spanish Grand Prix circuit here. But, yeah, for some unknown reason, I mean, my game just did not want to load into. It did not want to recognise online features for some unknown reason. To this day, I still don't know why or what on earth happened here. But, yeah, I mean, my internet was completely fine, had no issues. But, yeah, it just did not want to do. I literally just tried everything I could in the book. Even had a suggestion from someone else when I was doing another league as well. Suggested as well. But in the end, I had to basically reinstall the game, and yeah, we're back. Finally, thankfully it worked for this round, let's just say at the least anyway. And I'll probably mention it in the next Dynamic Nights Esports video as well, because that did affect me as well. But we're back here, Spanish Grand Prix, no practice as always. So we're obviously, we're coming towards the nearer end of the game cycle, obviously, before F1 2020 comes out, as we run very wide coming into the final chicane here. Wasn't really expecting too much coming into this round, really. I mean, it was all mixed all round at the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, obviously, the video. But there we go. The qualifying is now complete. I think Plebs actually took pole position as well. We'll have a look at the final race, the qualifying results, I should say. So Plebs does take pole position and gets those extra 4 bonus points you get for pole. Toddy in P2, Spilly, Romeo Alonso, Pure Gold, Crossy, Dr. Dre, Schmitty and BK, and Toey, Z, Rudy, and Z. We end up P17 in the end. We're behind our teammate, the Stone Towel, in position 15 there. So, I mean, not ideal. Also, probably should point out as well, I mean, last round I think I was in the GOAT car, Mahavir Raghunathan's car. This round I was in Jordan King's car. I was probably a little bit annoyed that I wasn't in the right car, but hey ho, it is what it is. I was a bit late joining the lobby, so yeah, I had to pick Jordan King's car. But yeah, just showing you. Obviously, we're in a feature race, I think this is, as we're about to set off now for the formation lap. There's the championship standings on your screen.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. But I think we're 14th from memory in the championship standings. So, I mean, we only got the one singular point to our name at the moment, as our traditional spin on the formation lap continues. As I just got on the power a little bit too early there, coming around, that was turn 4 there. And, yeah, wasn't the ideal, to say the least here, but must be a thing here for MP Motorsport, because my teammates now have gone for a spin as well. So, we're really working in sync at MP Motorsport here, as we're just trying to get everything warmed up here. Nice bit of camaraderie there from, I think that was Kick Butt Kiwi there that actually let me through there. Probably not necessary there, considering, I mean, it was the formation lap. I would have got back to my grid spot anyway, but yeah, feature race. We're doing pretty much the opposite strategy here. We're starting on the hard compound tyres, going as long as we dare, and then going onto the soft compound tyres for later on this race. So it's going to be a long race, that is for sure, but hopefully we can get some good points. Obviously, feature race, top 10 get points. So obviously, if you start 8th for the sprint race, you'll get the reverse grid. So here we go, 5 red lights. Very long hole, but let's do it around Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And it's a decent start, getting a little bit of wheel spin. Same can be said for my teammate, but can't really go anywhere there because Tay Lunacy is on the inside there in the Arden car. That is the gaming wafer. Didn't have a great qualifying session either, but it looks at things. Just taking it nice, cautiously through here. As there's a bit of carnage through here. Had to avoid a few cars around there. Thankfully, we avoided it, but we're still back in position number 19 there, but there's a couple of cars off the road, and the safety car has been deployed.
Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
I think Big Donga's out of the feature race. So not ideal situation for him there, but let's have a look at the replay here from turn 1. So you can see it just taking it nice and cautiously through here. Let's see. Oh, okay, so it was Gold Gloves. I think it was in the Trident. It made contact with a couple of cars in front there. Couldn't quite catch who it was there, but yeah, thankfully we avoided getting any damage from that. But then something happened a bit further on the road because I think both the Campos cars and I think it was Toei's Eveready NZ in the Carlin entry that have made contact. Not entirely sure what happened there, but not ideal for both Campos cars. As obviously I said, Big Donga out of the Grand Prix and BK going pretty much to the back of the grid now. So he'll have to have a bit of a recovery drive for him. He's on the soft compounder tyres as well.
It's a strong start. Well done.
Joe to take it nice and cautious through here. As Jeff said, it's a nice start, even though I've only gained one spot off the line there. So, yeah, ideal to say the least there. As there's Kickbutt Kiwi just taking out the bollard and literally just goes straight across me, across the road there. But quite a few guys actually come into the pit lane and try and take a bit of advantage here. And I mean, at the time, I thought this wasn't a bad ploy there. They might actually pay out dividends for those guys. But let's have a look at the replay from Plevs on position of pole position, I should say. Gets the much better drive, only just there. You see, there's obviously, you can choose what tyres you want to start on the race. Doesn't necessarily mean like on the top 10 you can whatever tyre you qualify on, you pretty much have to stick on for qualifying. A nice start from Plevs, and Spilly jumps up with the second. Toddy's obviously doing the opposite strategy, and he's on the hard compounder tyres. But obviously when the safety car came out, there was obviously a couple of guys came into the pit lane. So Plevs is in the lane. Spilly, I think, followed him behind, and obviously there was quite a few others. I was a bit surprised actually that a couple of the hard compound tyre runners actually came to the pits, which was a bit weird. I thought you would probably go a little bit longer on the hard compound tyres, but Plevs now onto the hards, and away he goes. Nice stuff from the Prima team, and manages to stick ahead of Spilly there, so that he'll be at the back of the field there. But just trying to avoid hitting the back there of Gold Gloves. Not entirely sure what was going on there, but managed to avoid that one and sort of continue on there. A little bit further up the road here. What's this? We're just warming up the tyres here. Actually, about a bit of contact there, I think, with James Cruz there. Some unknown reason. I've got a 5-second penalty. Now, obviously, I was warming up the tyres. Obviously, just keeping them as warm as I can before the restart. But, yeah, it just seemed weird. Whether James realised that I was just warming up the tyres or not, I don't know. But he absolutely cuts the first corner chicane out of the way there. I think he was actually trying to let me back through there as well, but obviously you can see on the top of my graphic there, I think you'll see it here as well. He was actually just trying to let me go through, let me back through there, but obviously I can't because obviously he's telling me stay behind James Cruz, which obviously is in front of me there. So literally I can't do anything at this stage. I mean, I don't want to get an illegal overtake. I appreciate the thoughtfulness of James there.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
I appreciate the thoughtfulness there. Oh, as James nearly slams into the back of Gold Gloves there, of trying to give me the spot back, but I mean, I couldn't really do nothing about it under the safety car, really, so we'll have to wait and see what happens on the restart here. Is just taking it nice and cautiously through here. I think Toddy's leading the way at the moment. I think he'll lead going into the restart. But we're currently P11 at this stage. We're just outside the points at this stage. But like I said earlier, as James runs very wide there, we get a nice run coming out of the final corner here. We should hopefully get a good run going down the inside here, even before turn 1. As there's looks like 3 wide going down the front straight here, going down to the turn 1. This is never going to end well there if it goes 3 wide. As someone goes for a big dive bomb, those Gold Gloves, he gets spun around. We have to avoid all that action there. Now we're up into position number 9 now, but now we've got obviously fast-flying BK behind us is on the soft compounder tyres, like I said, mentioned earlier. So obviously he's still got possibly a little bit of grip up his sleeve compared to us, who obviously we're still trying to get some grip before obviously the tyres eventually will start to warm up, barring of course any other safety cars. Is just sitting there behind both my teammate Stone Tower for this race. I haven't mentioned already. Dan, the racer, couldn't race this weekend. I think he had work commitments, so as we get very sideways coming out of turn 8 there. We've got BK literally right on the rear in the gearbox here. We're just trying to get our head down here and just trying to keep up with these guys in front here. Obviously, false equation here in the ART. So we run it just a little bit deep there as we get a little bit sideways there. So this is contact, and we're both around, both myself and BK. We've now got front wing damage. I think BK is probably in the same boat as well, but
be careful with the front wing.
Yeah,
taking some minor damage.
I mean, you can probably say what you wish about that one, but yeah, let's just say I was absolutely furious about that, and I let BK know about it. But literally, I've mentioned this in plenty other videos before, because BK gets a little bit sideways there, but usually if you see me weaving frantically there, it means I'm not happy there. So yeah, I was even still doing it to BK even when I was behind him here, but in the end, both of us are actually going to have to come into the pit lane. Obviously for him, it won't be too bad, considering he's on the soft compound tyres, but for me, I think this has just pretty much ruined our strategy here. Now, obviously, we'll bring up some replays in a moment, and I'll explain it a little bit better here. But, there goes BK. So I think he'll have a front wing change, but we definitely will need a front wing change here. We're actually going to go on to another set of hard compounded tyres, because I just did not feel comfortable taking the softs all the way to the end. I mean, look at it, it's only lap 6. So, and obviously we got to serve the 5-second penalty that we got from the contact with James Cruz. So it wasn't ideal, to say the least. But there goes the old front wing. And obviously the team doing their absolute best. Like I said, the F2 pit stops, so it'll take probably a little bit longer because there's less pit crew compared to everybody in real life Formula 1. But literally we're going to come out in pretty much last place since Big Dong is out of the Grand Prix, out of the feature race. And look where the leaders are compared to me. I'm pretty lucky I actually managed to stay on the lead lap for the time being here. Let's have a look at the replay here. So you can see, probably in the foreground here, obviously I'm battling away with James Cruz here. At Gold Gloves, not entirely sure whether he was trying to go for a move there, when he got onto the grass or something, but it was probably a risky bit of a move there from Gold Gloves. But again, we managed to avoid all that contact. Now here's our little bit of an issue with BK. I got a little bit sideways there, and there was a bit of contact there. But both BK and we both spoke about it after the race, and he was saying obviously he was I was lagging on his screen, and probably you could say the same could be said for me. He was lagging a little bit on my screen. I think we've sort of put that down to a little bit of a lag incident there. So I mean, I was furious at the time, but I mean, it is what it is. Really, can't do nothing about it. That was Gold Gloves, obviously. Yeah, you saw that. It's spun at turn 1. Yeah, but we've made up. We move on from that. Let's just say that anyway. But is Plevs trying to make his way back through the field here? He could say he's the effective race leader once everybody else comes into the pit lane here. Of course, it is obviously a mixture of all the strategies. As he got past James Cruz there, but he's under attack quite a bit here from Spilly. As you can see, it is a little of what occurred back there. Like I said, I think it was deemed to be a lag incident. That one, I didn't really take it to the stewards anyway, so I mean, it is what it is really. So but cut a lap later, there's a false equation, and Stone Tower hit a little bit sideways off the corner there. All Plebs take it nice, of course, through his Billy tries to go up the inside there. I think it was. No, sorry, it might have been. Was it Spilly or Romeo Alonso? I couldn't actually tell. But the Stone Tower got very sideways here, and Plebs has to literally tippy-toe his way through this pack here just to try and avoid any chaos here, and just try and get back to what will be an effective race lead for him. But they'll put a bit of pressure here. DRS now enabled. Obviously, it won't be on this front straight here, but it will be, I think, on the other straight there. But is he trying to go look up the inside here? Yes, he will. Late braking manoeuvre, not wide there, as I think someone's actually cut the chicane at turn 1 and 2 there. Might have been false equation, I'm not entirely sure, but you see Plebs just try absolute best to get by Stone Towel as best he can. I think there's battles going on behind. Spilly might have got caught up a little bit behind these, obviously on different strategies. These guys on different strategies, I should say, but Plebs just literally just letting him know he's there, literally my teammate. As I think Spilly's now finally got by false equation there. As Plebs getting a change strategy option there, not entirely sure why. There goes my teammate who's gone for a spin, and I think you'll find he may have ended up with front wing damage there. So I think you'll see that he's actually come into the pit lane now as we go into lap 7. Obviously, you can tell probably not a lot happened on my screen for majority of this race. But back we go to Plevs, getting very sideways coming out of the corner there. Probably getting on the power just a little bit too early there. But we cut on to lap 9 here. Just up into P8 here. But look at Spilly here. He's really starting to close in here now. The Trident entry. So his teammate Gold Gloves was the one that got spun earlier. But Plevs, Spilly go right around the outside. I think he's got the move done. Yes, he does. Can Plevs fight back here? I don't think he can. No, Spilly takes what will be the effective race lead, obviously. Well, assuming will be the effective race lead once everybody else pits. But it'll tell Lunacy going very sideways there. Spilly will take full advantage of that. Going into turns 11 and 12 there. As Plevs will try and go on the back of the BWT Arden car. Is again getting sideways coming off the final part of the chicane there. And Plevs should have this move done here, but not going to be easy actually, because Lunacy does have the DRS as well off Spilly there. As I think Spilly's at the fastest lap of the race. But obviously these guys are on much different strategies. Plevs up the inside. Should take it. Yes, he does. So back up into, it's now 7th place. Spilly in the piece is in 6th place. And obviously the lead is up in front. Don't think I've stopped yet. There might be all the guys on the hard compounded tyres as well here. Up lap 11 here. I think there was an incident with BK. Not sure whether he's done that entirely on his own there or something. I'm not sure, but he's dropped a couple of spots, I think, from that. But it didn't take him long there. As there's James coming into the pit lane. We set our personal best on that lap.
The gap to the car ahead is 4.5 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 40.7. You're gaining by over 5 seconds a lap. Keep it up.
Was just getting an update there on BK, who doesn't have any penalties, and I was pretty much, I think, at this point, just hoping, praying for a safety car, just maybe save me. But oh no, we might be probably running out of a laps here. As there's another yellow flag up ahead. There's actually my teammate that's actually gone for a spin. Not entirely sure what's happened with him there, but he's on the soft compounded tyres as well. So I'm not sure whether he's actually done it himself or whether it was something else there. But he might be maybe struggling a little bit as well on these tyre compounds here. But now we've got the DRS off his car there. We're trying to obviously trying to get a slipstream off my teammate there. I think he's tried his best to maybe break the slipstream. Not entirely sure here, but we start to close in here, going into turns 1 and 2. You see, he missed the apex quite a bit. We take obviously quite a lot of curb, and we're trying to do a sort of a bit of a slingshot move out of turn 3 there, but not really quite close enough to make that happen here. And obviously, my teammate did have that front wing damage a little bit earlier on, so that's probably why he's had to go onto the soft compounded tyres. I don't think you really want to go onto another set of hard compounded tyres, because probably does affect you as he gets very sideways coming out of turn 5 there. But like I said, you don't really want to go into another set of hard compounded tyres, because I think it'll carry over to the next race, to the sprint race, so not really ideal. As we go up the inside there at turn 7, but he ran wide and actually got my teammate got the momentum back, and he gets the move back again. So this is the 17th and 18th, mind you. So I mean, we're trying to do something here to probably keep me entertained during this race. And maybe the same can be said for him. So yeah, very, very sideways coming out of the exit of turn 10 there. Just trying to put all the pressure we can here. And maybe try to get a move. He gets again sideways there, as just taking it nice and cautiously here so we don't make any contact. As at this point in time, I was actually going to pit this lap and get onto a set of the soft compounded tyres, but actually my teammate comes into the pit lane, so that pretty much has blown that one out the window here. But I think in the scheme of things, I did come in at the end of the lap, the next lap anyway, to chuck on the set of the soft compounded tyres. I probably would show the pit stop here, but unfortunately my footage glitched out for some unknown reason. Not entirely sure what happened there. I think that's the leaders behind there. Someone's gone for a spin. There's my teammate again. That's gone for a spin there. So I think potentially, I think at this point in time, I think we're might be already down a lap here actually. So I mean, it's not ideal. Probably one less lap to do anyway. So it's I may as well stick aboard here because I think this might be my fastest lap in the sprint race here. So running out a little bit wide here. I think I was trying to get obviously the slipstream ahead. I think it's Dr. Dre in the other Prema car there in the foreground. But here we go down into turn 1. Probably braking about the 100-meter board. That was probably where I was braking. Now take a lot of curb. Obviously, if your car is suited, obviously, I probably should mention as well, if you haven't seen the first video, it is all stock setup as well. So the only thing really you can change is pretty much the brake bias. Really, that's pretty much it. Yeah, everything else is pretty much stock setup. So, you know, 6.6 wings, everything's pretty much straight down the middle, really. So, yeah, so pretty much everybody has the same equal setup. Now through turn 5, we're slowly but surely catching up to Dry in front there. But, I mean, obviously, I was going to set a fastest lap, and I think I was going to cool it down just so I just probably wouldn't annoy Dre in these last few laps. I don't think he's catching up to the guys in front. I don't know. Not entirely sure. I think it's one of the dams in front might be Pure Gold. I'm not entirely sure there, but I think we got 1 second quicker in the second sector on this lap. We've got, 1.5 seconds quicker in our previous best. We're about 6/10 quicker on the first sector time, so it's looking all right for a pretty decent lap. Probably won't be the fastest, as I think from memory, what is it? You get, I think it's 2 points actually if you get the fastest lap of the race, and obviously if you get it inside the top 10 as well, you will be awarded the points. Won't matter too much if you're outside the points here, but we come across the line here. We set a 33.120 here, and yeah, I mean, like I said, I just pretty much just backed out of it there and just let Dre do his stuff, really. Not really trying to hold anybody up there, as I think there's yellow flags in the third sector there, so someone I think's had a spin. Might be Gold Gloves actually, because I think the graphics changed in the top left of the screen there. So as we go on to the final lap here, Romeo Alonso's actually been disqualified here, so not entirely sure what's going on here. There's a couple of guys in the pit lane here. There's so I let both Breno and Crossy go by there, because obviously they're a lap ahead of me there. Probably wouldn't have mattered.
6.5 seconds.
Probably wouldn't have mattered too much there, but those guys are battling. I think Crossy's actually got the move done on Breno there, but jump aboard here with players because he's currently second and Spilly's currently in the way. And okay, so he's been given obviously, well, there's the warning graphic came up there that is saying they haven't used both the mandatory compounder tyres, which, I mean, or something along those lines anyway. But I mean, it seemed weird at this point in time, but I think there's a rule or something. I don't think it's had anything to do with the safety car. I could be wrong, but I think it's because you can't, if in these F2 cars, it doesn't matter if F1 cars you can pit at the end of lap 1, but F2 cars, I don't think you can pit at the end of lap 1 and take it to the end of the race. So, yeah, these guys are literally, their race has just gone to pretty much to shit now, really. Billy's pitted, Plevs is pitted, I think his team, Dr. Dre's pitted. I think Romeo Alonso, like I said, I think may have tried to stay out actually and thought maybe it was just a glitch there, but unfortunately not for him. He's obviously been disqualified, but Plevs will come back out in P7 here. He'll just come out just in front of Gaming Wafer there. Should have plenty of tyre grip up his sleeve there, so yeah, it's just, what more can you say really there? I did not know, I did not know that rule as well. But let me know if that has ever happened in an F2 race that you've ever taken part in, whether that's a thing or not, or what. But anyway, we fit across the line in position 16 in the end there. But again, I'm not showing you the full podium there because footage glitched out again. So apologies about that. That's no idea what on earth happened in the end. So in the end, Toddy wins the feature race ahead of Schmitty and Pure Gold. They're 1, 2, 3. Crossy in 4th, Breno in 5th, Spilly in P6, and Plevs Gaming Wafer in 8th. So he'll start from pole position for the next race. And then Kickbutt, Kiwi, and Toei's at Rudy NZ rounds out the top 10. Then you go all the way back to myself and Stone Town, P16 and 17. And then James Cruz in 18th, and Donga, and they've got DNF'd, and Romeo Alonso got disqualified. So But yeah, it was very, very interesting. But back we go to the sprint race. Race strategy. It's usually pretty much a no stop around here. I still don't know why the game is giving me still a one stop around here, because I thought you could literally get away with it. But there is a slight possibility of some rain, possibly a little bit later, like very much at the end of this race here. And obviously I had to double check to make sure I could get to the end on the hard compounded tyres, but making sure no one got onto the softs as we go for the formation lap.
Technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. But yeah, it'll be a decent recovery drive if we can manage to get inside. And obviously in the sprint race, we're trying to get the tyres warmed up as best we can. Now, like I said, the feature race, in the top 10 will get points, but in the sprint race, it's the top 8 that get points in this one. And obviously, with the feature race, whoever finishes in first to 8, they'll get fully reversed. So I think Gaming Wafers on pole position, and Plebs somehow has ended up on the front row, obviously. But anyway, here we go for the sprint race here at the Spanish Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Again, another long hole, but let's do it around the Barcelona Circuit de Catalunya again, as we get a decentish start. TYRE Lunacy didn't quite get off to a great start here. We're going to take the much tighter line here, going down into turn 1, because we don't want to really cause too much mayhem going into turn 1. As we get a little bit of contact there. Might have been actually from a teammate. A bit hard to tell there, but I'll not be surprised if he's got front wing damage there. Had to double check to make sure I didn't get any damage, but thankfully I haven't. So that's probably one positive to say the least there. We are on slightly worn hard tyres, but we should be able to make it to the end of his 13 laps here of this Grand Prix. As Big Donga goes up the inside there. As we just sort of playing the place again here. As Breno, I think, has been having some internet issues again in this race. So that's not really ideal.
Stay alert for threats around you.
Trying to go up the inside here, but Romeo Alonso unfortunately got disqualified. Probably would have got a podium, potentially, had he done the right thing. But he goes very wide there as we try to go right around the outside here. He'll let the inside line here for turn 9. I think Big Donga may have put him in the gravel there a little bit, not too much, but here comes, that's TYRE Lunacy on the inside there. So we're trying to go up the inside here, making sure we get the move done. We take the bollard with us, so that's who's taking the bollard this race. So we're now back into position 18. I think James Cruz is not too far behind, and I think my teammate obviously suffering a little bit with the front wing damage there, but we get past the ghost car of Breno. I'm not entirely sure whether he rejoined back in this race. Not sure from that one, but someone's going side by side here through the final corner. That's not usually a passing spot there, but yeah, I think actually Breno does rejoin, so not entirely sure what's happened to him. Probably more internet connection. I'm not entirely sure there, but no, he's left the session, so I think he might be having a few issues there. But I think it's Big Donga that's battling away here with Romeo Alonso here. Gold Gloves is slowly dropping his way through here. We're going to try and get a decent run through here as Lunacy literally swipes across us there to cover the inside line there. So we're going to have to go around the long way here into turn 4. We just try to go on the power a little bit as we get the move done, but we get a spin sideways. Can we save the car? Not quite in the end there, and yeah. As that Breno now has rejoined the session here, as I was just patiently waiting here pretty much from the teammate here, and yeah, we're pretty much in dead last here of the sprint race here, as yeah, I mean, at this point in time, it was definitely not ideal to say the least here, as we're trying to recover something from here, but we've lost quite a lot of ground here. And just to sum it all up, we go for another spin coming out of turn 7 and 8, and that was pretty much it really for my race. Really, yeah, you really, what more can you say? Really, yeah, just a shit show really in the end. So when we finished the first race, that was something. That was probably more so I could get a thumbnail, but you go for another slight spin going around turn 10 there, but in the end, I just take the bollard and come into the pit lane, and just pretty much what you're going to see is just retire from the Grand Prix here. So yeah, not been an ideal weekend at all for MP Motorsport, unfortunately. So pretty much 0 points for the entire weekend. So not ideal at all. But let's have a look at the replays on board with Plebs from the the start here. He's on the inside line here. Gaming Wafer getting a little wheel spin there. Covers straight to the inside line there. Not mucking around at all. And of course, Spilly, we know how quick he's got good pace around this track here. But Plev's going to go right around the outside. A little bit of a squeeze there from Gaming Wafer there. Managed to just hang on there into P2. A little bit cheeky, you could say, from Waffles, but managed to just get away with it without any damage to his spin there. It's this is on board with that BK there. I didn't notice this too much here, but he actually made I think a double pass here, even though the Breno's car was a ghost car in the end. But and he managed to get that move done here. As you can see, Gaming Wafer cuts the final chicane massively through there. But we'll get back onto that in a minute here. But this is my replay here. So we got by TYRE Lunacy here, but we just lost the back end here. I tried my absolute best here to just try and save the car here, but in the end, it didn't quite work out in the end. And yeah, that was the end of my race, fortunately there. But back we go to this. As again, Gaming Wafer actually cuts the chicane again. This was a little bit of an issue here. Now I think this is sort of something to do with there's a glitch in the game here. I think it's been going on probably since the game came out here, but and probably if you've seen a lot of the esports races that have been going on at the moment, especially I think at the Spanish Grand Prix, there is a glitch there where you can cut the corner quite a bit of that final chicane, and the game doesn't give you a warning at all. There's a warning right on cue there for Plevs, who's just trying to hold off Spilly there, and he managed to do it as Spilly tries to go around the outside there and can't do it there, but Gaming Wafer started to pull away there, but yeah, it was probably a bit annoying there, you could say, and I don't think Plez was overly too thrilled at the end of this race. You know, you could say like Gaming Wafer got quite an advantage, even though technically you probably should be getting warnings for that, or if not penalties for cutting that corner, because I mean that was just atrocious really. Hopefully that's fixed in the next game. If not, I'll probably be saying something about it when the next game comes out in the end. But I did stay and watch the rest of the Grand Prix from spectator mode, the sprint race I should say, from spectator mode. This is a 3-wide battle here between, this is Toey, Zed, Rudy NZ, Romy Alonso, and I think Kick Butt Kiwi's in there as well, yes he is, as well as Dr. Dre. There's quite a hectic battle here for 7th, 8th, and 9th and 10th, as I think Romy Alonso trying to look up the inside of Toez. He's going to look up the inside here. A late move there, but I think he'll get a good run through here. It's a great chopper shot there. Not ideal for with the trees in the way, but Toez tries to go the inside. Dre comes from literally nowhere. Try to go up the inside of Kick Butt Kiwi, but it doesn't work. Loses the spot to Kick Butt Kiwi, and I think he's going to lose a spot to BK as well. Yes, he does. So I don't know whether that was an actual move that was going to happen or not, but oh dear, there's a lot of stuff going on here as Kick Butt Kiwis ended up badly there, and so has I think BK as well. So not been an ideal weekend at all for BK, unfortunately. I don't think Campos had a great weekend overall there. So as Kick Butt Kiwi gets going again, actually he retires from the Grand Prix. So probably just a bit frustrated that it had to happen in that way, but make it go to the front group here as there's a little bit of oh hello, there's a Prema car going around there. That was Plevs, I think you'll find there. Now, I didn't actually notice it at the time there, but it took me a little bit of a while to actually catch up with that one here. But let's have a look at the onboard here with Plevs. He might have actually got a bit of a touch there, and he goes for a half spin there. Thankfully, I think there's a bit of a gap actually behind to Crossy, who's the next car. There's Crossy right on cue. But he's going to lose the spot now to Crossy. So, Plez, I think Plez was pretty annoyed. And you'll probably see why in a minute here. On board here with Schmitty here into the... Oh, he does make contact.
Spin, please.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him.
Who's that?
Yeah, and
last lap battle, BK.
that was that's a bit of an awkward one there. I think Schmitty might have put his hand up for that one. And, yeah, that pretty much just sums it up, really. As Toddy now goes by into P3 now. I think Spilly may be putting a bit of pressure here on Waffles in front there. So I think False Equations maybe had a moment there. As I can see him dropping down the table there, so I'm not entirely sure what happened with him. But there we go, back with Plevs, trying to get this spot back off Crossy. Going to have to do it the long way around here into turn 1. But this time he might have a bit more momentum. He does, so he gets back up into P5. And next up is Jay Schmidt. It'll probably be interesting if he can catch up to him at the end of this race. But it gets a bit sideways there. Oh, hello, there's Toddy off the road there. Not entirely sure what on earth happened there with Toddy in the end, but yeah, he lost out big time there. Whether he had a spin with someone and made contact or what, whether he's done it on his own, I'm not entirely sure there. But yeah, in the end, it was, I think, Spilly that actually come to take the victory as you see his 3 world cars actually literally in the pit lane there. So nice as always from Codemasters there, but Schmitty, I think, ended up P2, but might be a question mark, potentially, with the stewards inquiring. I think Gaming Wafer may have ended up in position 3. We'll get confirmation of that in a second or two. We'll go through the results for the sprint race. So there you go. It was 1, 2, 3. Plevs in 4th, Crossy in 5th. Toddy ended up in P6 with the penalty. Romeo Alonso in 7th. Toey Z, Rudy NZ in 8th. Dr. Dre 9th. And Big Donga gets in the top 10, even though the top 8 only score points in this run. But then you go all the way back, and it was a shocking weekend. Unfortunately for MP Motorsport, 19th and 20th, not ideal there. But I think Toddy ends up with the round victory in the end because getting the fastest lap and, well, decent scoring points all around there. So you would have seen it. There's MP Motorsport in its usual spot back in the back of the grid there anyway. So, yeah, unfortunately, I apologise. I forgot to take the screenshots of the standings for after this round anyway, because I think there was a lot of stewards' inquiries going on. But, yeah, I'll leave you now with the highlights from the one and only race that I took part in, the feature race. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a big smash to that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more race spec F1 esports content on F1 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description. Plus, I'll leave the links down below for the race spec F1 esports, their Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel if you want to go check it out. I think there was a live stream. I'll probably leave a link down there below. I'll leave a link down below to the Azerbaijan live stream if you want to go check that out as well. But yeah, till the next one, which will be the Monaco Grand Prix, which will definitely be very entertaining, that is for sure. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.